Welcome to the Advise Show, media with the common sense approach. So Jada Pinkett Smith has posted a video on Martin Luther King, actually, of her opinion about the second year in a row of the Oscars being an all-white affair. Now, most of you who paying attention to the news have heard that for the second year in a row, it's been nothing but white actors and actresses and no people of color at all. Well, Jada Pinkett decided to take to Facebook and social media to post her thoughts on what should happen due to this. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Hi, today is Martin Luther King's birthday. And I can't help but ask the question, is it time that people of color recognize how much power, influence that we have amassed, that we no longer need to ask to be invited anywhere? I ask the question, have we now come to a new time and place where we recognize that we can no longer beg for the love, acknowledgement, or respect of any group? That maybe it's time that we recognize that if we love and respect and acknowledge ourselves in the way in which we are asking others to do, that is the place of true power. I'm simply asking the question. Here's what I believe. The Academy has the right to acknowledge whomever they choose, to invite whomever they choose. And now I think that is our responsibility now to make the change. Maybe it is time that we pull back our resources and we put them back into our communities, into our programs, and we make programs for ourselves that acknowledge us in ways that we see fit, that are just as good as the so-called mainstream ones. I don't know. Here's what I do know. Begging for acknowledgement or even asking diminishes dignity and diminishes power. And we are a dignified people and we are powerful, and let's not forget it. So let's let the Academy do them with all grace and love, and let's do us differently. I got nothing but love. Hey Chris, I will not be at the Academy Awards and I won't be watching, but I can't think of a better man to do the job at hand this year than you, my friend. Good luck. And to the rest of you, nothing but love, always.
Now, before I address what she had to say, I'm going to talk about Reverend Al for a minute. Reverend Al is upset about this as well. Reverend Al wants a boycott and wants, us to be involved with the Oscars. And when it comes to Reverend Al, I don't agree with that at all. But I do agree with what Jada is saying. And let me explain to you why. My grandfather, when he was alive, and I wish he still was alive, he always told me, don't go where you're not wanted. If they don't want you, you don't want them. It's just that simple. Why beg people for stuff? Get your own. God bless the child that have his or her own. So being raised that way and looking at what some black people like to do in the area of begging, it just doesn't sit well with me in the area of my upbringing. And what Jada is saying about pooling our resources, creating programming that we like, talk about the stories that we want to talk about, create our own award shows. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what we should do. Why is it that black people have to beg for every single doggone thing when you have the ability to do for yourself? I don't get that. And let me explain to you what you're doing. And then I'm going to talk about those other ones that's going to try to play the reverse psychology on you. When you are saying, Please let me in the Oscars. Why you won't let me in? It's hurtful. It's not diverse and all this other stuff. You are liking to a person on their knees begging and pleading to somebody else for their stuff. Ever since the Oscars was created, it wasn't created for you. It wasn't created for me. It was created for them to celebrate what they want to celebrate, and that's their business. I don't have an issue with it. I actually thank the Oscars for doing 2 years in a row with no people of color. Why? Because it needs to wake up people that you need to do your own stuff. Stop asking for everybody else's stuff. Just like you need to have your own house, your own clothes, your own car, your own job, whatever else. It's just natural to have your own. So why can't you have your own when it comes to award shows? Why can't you have your own when it comes to studios making movies that we care about? Now, let's go ahead and address those who try to want us to stay in the begging position, because there are people who love to see black people begging all the time. And when the moment you stand up and say, you know what, let me dust myself off for a minute. I'm not supposed to be begging you for your award show. I'm not supposed to be begging you for things. I need to do no different than you and go get my own. Because those like you in that begging position, because it brings a sense of power to them, they say, you're a racist for wanting your own stuff. Hold the hell up. Am I racist for wanting to have my own house? Am I racist for wanting my own car? Am I racist for wanting to buy my own food in the grocery store? Am I racist for wanting my own education? No, I'm not racist for that. But if I want my own things because you don't want me there based on your actions, don't give me your words. I'm talking about your actions. Your actions saying you don't want me there. That's fine. It's your stuff. You have every right in this country to say, I don't want those people there. I'm not even mad at you. That's not my issue. My thing is, stop being on your knees begging and pleading to groups of people that don't want you there based on their actions. And don't sit up there and let them people tell you you are racist but want to do your own stuff. Well, if that's the case, they racist because they do their own stuff all the time then. Okay, well, we both racist. Let's go ahead and do our own thing then. And stay out of each other's way and out of each other's hair. Because based on your actions, you don't want us there. I'm sick and tired of black people begging people. I don't want black people begging the government. I don't want them begging nobody for anything. Do for yourself. That's what you need to do. You got all the talent in the world to do for self. You got money too, but you want to appropriate it like you should. Because, and the only reason this is happening, even brought up, is because of you being shut out. As long as you being included with another person's platform, you're fine with that. But the moment they say, well, I don't know, want to fool with you right now, we're going to do something else, then it's a problem. You should have been paying attention to that. You should have been paying attention to the statistics of everything, which we'll post it on the screen right now. And you can see the statistics. It's been an all-white affair forever. It ain't to change. It didn't, let's say what these people say, well, you guys cry for everything. And maybe you guys didn't act very well in the past 2 years. And so that's why you're not getting an award. Yet, Straight Outta Compton was about the biggest movie of 2015. If no movie got anything, Straight Outta Compton should have got that. The performance Will Smith did in Concussion, he should have got something about that. But, you know, so it goes back to what I said. Create your own stuff. Create your own studios. Do your own. Stop begging. You don't have to beg anyone anymore. And doing your own doesn't mean you hate anybody. Doing your own means it's just being independent of myself. Anytime these people come with you and tell you that mess about this racist to do your own, well, I say, well, you racist because you're doing your own then. Because how is it racist for me to say I want to do my own stuff and have my own award show, but it's not racist for you to do it? I mean, who making up these rules? And then who are the people that say the Academy Awards is just the award show to celebrate a person's ability to act? Oh, it's the top because it's them that put it up? You got to think about that. Who sanctioned what's the top anything? Well, because there's more money behind it. Create your own stuff. Do your own thing. Hey, look at me. These people won't like say the mainstream. They don't want to hear a person like me on the air. Why? Because I'm gonna tell them about themselves. So it's good to do your own thing, to try to build your own platforms. And that's what we're supposed to do. You know, all the people in the civil rights movement and prior to that fought and died for us to do for ourselves, to have the ability to do for self. We need to do that and stop being a beggar. Nobody likes a beggar except those who are egotistical and like to see people in a begging position so they can feel this sense of power. Take the power away from them. Get up off of your knees. Get up and dust yourself off. Wipe your tears. Stop looking for a doggone friend all the time when that friend don't really want you like that based on their actions, and do for yourself. It's just that simple. Everybody has a right to do for self. Everybody has a right to be in places they are wanted. You don't sit up there and beg for people to include you in stuff where you're not wanted. I mean, we gotta have more pride than that within ourselves. You don't have to tell me nothing about the Oscars. I don't watch that stuff. No way. It's the most boring program I've ever seen in my life. I don't watch the Golden Globes. It's boring. I don't watch none of that mess. I don't even watch the BET Awards. BET not even owned by black people anyway. It's owned by Viacom. And ever since Viacom took over, that television station did this. I may watch the Soul Train Awards because the last one was pretty good based off of what I saw of the music. But other than that, I'm rare about these award shows. I really don't have that kind of time. So, Boycotting the Oscars has been years to me anyway. That's a boring program. But this is the thing. Those of you who like watching the Oscars, I would boycott it. And then also, let's take it a step further. See, this is what Jada not saying. How you heard them is a boycott for 2016. Now, what's the boycott? Do not go to no movies in 2016 because they did not acknowledge you for the Academy Awards. But just wait a minute before you say, well, I want to watch a movie. Wait till it come to Redbox. Only pay $1. What, $1.50 at the most for a Blu-ray? Get it when they go to Redbox. You know how much profit they're going to lose if you do it that way? Instead of them collecting $7, $8 a ticket or more, they're only getting maybe $1, $1.50 because of that Redbox rental. That's how you do a boycott. You still see the movie anyway. You just may have to wait maybe 2 or 3 months to see it or so. Maybe not even that long, the way they turn around things on DVD and Blu-ray. Why don't we consider doing that? We did a boycott on Christmas. Why don't we boycott Hollywood? Don't go to no movies for 2016. If we all get together on it, we'll make a statement. And they would never pull that stunt ever again. They will give black people all kind of parts and all other groups of people. Not just black people. I don't see Asians in movies. I don't see Hispanics in movies, Arabs in movies outside of stereotypical roles. The only way they're going to pay attention unless we keep our money in our pockets. And we can do that. It's just very simple. So let's go on and possibly focus on that. Now, if a person come up with that and say they want to do a national boycott of Hollywood and don't go to movies, remember, you heard it here first, guys. But I said to boycott the movie theaters. Don't go and see none of their movies if they will not allow us to be included with the situation. It's just that simple. It should be some consequences to that financially. It should be. And of course, you know, I saw they have a black woman that's the president of it, and she said something about diversity or whatever. But you know, don't even pay attention to that because you know how that goes. You know, there's some black people that will cut other black folks' throats in a minute to please, you know, those who want to keep the good old boy system going. Hit me up in the comments, use the commentaries, subscribe.